Hey guys, make a quick video on CDIO. I did not have shares of SPRC, just like the last time SPRC ran, so I did not trade it. Um, and so we're talking about CDIO. So penny stock, penny runner, weak market open in a big push. So we're going to talk about why, in this context, this was quite bullish. And I longed this at right at 0.28, a little bit below 0.28. So this is a lot of bullish factors adding up, right? So this is a classic Mikey underdog long. Mikey underdog absolutely slapped this down here. 30% in 5 minutes with another leg up. So, Mikey's going to make a video on this, but I'm going to pretty much summarize everything he's taught me because this is a very classic Mikey long. That the best longs that have the biggest potential, if you want to catch like 30, 40, 50, 100% longs, you need to look at the daily, right? You need to look at, the stocks that make the biggest move to the upside usually haven't gapped up a whole lot, usually have support levels on the daily, usually have good market open volume, and usually give some type of bullish pattern, whether it's in the pre-market, whether it's at market open, whether it's a little bit after market open. Usually after faking weakness in some way, right? So stock seems weak, soaks at support, rotates back up, catches everyone off guard, goes on a big run, right? So CDIO, I noticed on the daily, which was on this October 26th, the high of this October 26th is 0.28, and that's kind of like the beginning of this run. Like somebody, a thesis could be someone was started accumulating on this day to push it on today, right? So 0.28 becomes a key level, right? So we're trying to match intraday patterns with stuff on the daily. So 0.28 is an interesting level. We get a quick pre-market push and a deep, deep pullback, right? But a couple things I'm noticing on this pre-market push. A, trading half a million, half a million, half a million, half a million. So trading for some good volume. It's not gapped up too much, right? If this gapped all the way to 0.4, 0.45, and then did this type of pattern, like we're getting too far away from the daily levels to form a good thesis about why this might run. That's why logging the big gappers, a lot of times logging the stocks up 70%, 100%, 150%. In the right context, it could be good. But if you're trying to catch the bottom of big moves that have like major upside, it's usually not the play. So CDIO, quick pop with a deep controlled pullback, right? And the reason these could be really strong, um, especially if the volume is there at market open, is because there's all this empty space. See here from like 0.3 to high day. If we go to Bookmap, we'll actually see this is the market open. So this is right here. This is here, right here. Sorry. So there's a 0.27 bid. This is the bid Mikey saw. This is the bid I saw. We're longing into this pullback, and there's another bid at 0.262, so we had some support levels to risk off of. But as you see on the book, there's no orders from like 0.27 all the way to 0.32, which is why it's so easy for a market maker to just eat through the order book, man. This went straight up only, held the bid, went straight up only, and then again, and at this point we're at 0.32, which is here on this. That's why this move is so aggressive, right? So there's always going to be some resistance, right? And things usually don't just don't go straight up only. But we see even more bullish price action on the level 2. They stack a bid, they absorb all the selling, they rotate it back up, and now it goes again. The order book has no orders from 32 to 35. Just goes straight through it, right towards high a day. And this type of pattern, this type of, again, you might be like, why wouldn't this be a pre-market pop type pattern? Well, again, I assume whenever I see the pop and then consistent volume and increasing volume, I consider this quite bullish. Even if it doesn't continue upwards, it shows. I covered this in one of my original videos when I started doing these daily recaps, BJDX, where I talk about when you see consistent soak volume on like the 1 minute 9 or 1 minute 20, 1 minute 9, and it's just like 400k, 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 300k, 400k. Like to me, pre-market pop is something that just happens in like 50 to 100k candles, usually tops out right away, pulls back down We saw this yesterday with uh, uh, VYME or whatever that stock was. Sorry, I can't remember the ticker. But this is a sign of accumulation. Like, I'm always looking at how consistent the volume is, what MAs it's grinding on, how big the volume is. Um, so you get some nice accumulation with a deep instant pullback in the market open, right, into a key support level on the daily. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then we go to market open. I usually don't like longing right at 9:30. I like to see support get approached. I like to see the bids hold. I like to see what the selling looks like on the tape. I like to see what the orders look like on the ask. And this was perfect. And I waited until about here. About 2-3 minutes into the open, I just saw zero point 0.7 getting actually even thicker. It actually got even more bids started stacking down here. And then I did see this. I did see that somebody stacked 0.273 or whatever this bid is. And I saw that get filled, and then I saw it rotating, and this is where I started longing down in this consolidation. And yeah, had a nice push. So I want to open up a couple of examples. ICU, not today. ICU on this day is the same pattern here. Quick push, some decent volume candles like half million, half million, half million. Some nice accumulation, deep pullback, lots of empty space up here. And if we look at the daily, this is just a classic daily breakout chart. This is a big volume move, a pullback, gets really tight, catches the 20 EMA on the daily, and then starts rotating back up. So this is just inherently a bullish. This is like an inherently it's just what a daily breakout looks like. If you study Qualamagi, this is exactly what its charts look like. And then again, we're matching intraday price action, whether it's in the pre-market, whether it's at market open. We're matching intraday price action with stuff on the daily, right? We don't want to see stocks gapped up too much, right? This is only gapped up from 0.44 to 0.55. We look at, I don't have the Bookmap. Actually, Mikey does have the Bookmap, but we had the same thing on the Bookmap down here. Down here, we had, there's a few asks being stacked at 0.6, but on this pullback right here, where the volume got real low, they started stack just like CDIO. You saw the same stacking. You saw a lot of bids. You saw the ask get tested, right? Comes down to the bid, comes down to support, and then you just saw stacking. And it's a great... Mikey caught that. I was in some other trade. I picked the wrong trade that day. I think I was longing... God, I think I made a video on it, but I was not long in ICU. ICU was the A+++ play that day. But if we go back to ICU on the chart of that day, we get the same concept that once the 0.6 ask got eaten through, there was no orders from 0.6 all the way to the high day, so it just eats through. Market maker just knows the lack of orders there. They know how many shorts are trapped. ICU obviously went on a crazy run. And yeah, I mean, this is really how you catch big moves, especially in the morning, especially on these penny names. It's matching the daily with intraday price action. VS, this was my biggest long of the year. This was during the craziness of TPST, kind of the aftermath of TPST. So penny names, this is a perfect time where penny names can do crazy things because we just had a 4,500% runner. Same pattern. Big pop, big volume, right? Deep, instant pullback. We go to the daily. What does the daily look like? So this is pulling back to 0.5. We had this volume day, kind of the top of this consolidation here that pulled back. This high day was 0.5, so that's a nice level on the daily. This is a nice intraday pullback. And then I actually just longed on this soak right here. This pulled back, and I instantly, because I saw the volume come in. This, again, market open volume, another important thing. So nice accumulation in the pre-market, deep pullback, lots of empty space, good market open volume. CDIO today was the same thing. Just instantly start trading 1.5 million, 1 million, 1 million, and then I'm just, okay, good volume, good little pre-market pattern. Let's just risk the longs and risk those bids, and this ended up being my biggest trade of the day. The only other thing I want to talk about with this is this type of move. I mentioned this in my Discord, that I was like, oh, these quick pullbacks can be really, really strong. Where you get a high day clear. I made a video on it. So you get the high day clear out, you get a quick pullback. So this is an instant 20% pullback, right? Any long who is long this over here is probably selling their full position because the move's over. Shorts are loading in, pre-market high day clear out. It's the same issue as here. You got all this empty space, right? You got a very obvious bearish pattern that retail shorts are going to want to slap. The volume is this was 2 million, 1 million, 2.8 million, 3.1 million. Like this is big consistent volume. And also it's not super gapped at this point. We're pulling back to the stock being up 35%, right? This isn't some crazy gapper up 150, 200%, right? This is if they still want to control this, they still want to move this. As you see, it's consolidating, and I mean, who knows what's going to happen here? This is really the A+ move. What happens here? Could get a backside move above 0.36. We'll see, but yeah, I actually mentioned my Discord when it was popping, when this popped from here to here, I was like, oh, there's no bid support. Like, I saw this is your classic, like, aggressive move off of deep support, and here's your, like, little 1 minute flag push. And I saw on this push, I took a screenshot, shared in my Discord, I'm like, I don't see any bids following this up. We get the pullback, and then we get the real initiation. Sadly, I think Bookmap on TOS, which uses DXF feed, it's a specific type of market feed, wasn't showing a lot of these orders. I think ARCA, which DXF feed doesn't show, ARCA was a major player on this. I saw some 40K, 50K, 60K bids that wasn't showing up on my Bookmap. That's fine. So that's an interesting thing to note. If you're using Bookmap, there's different market feeds. Different market feeds provide different information. You can't get all the information in one place. You kind of have to go and find different pieces of information across different market feeds. So, not very fun, but I have this in my Discord under bullish price action. I call it just like I did in my video. This is quick pullback from high day. Up here, deep quick pullback from high day. AKU, here's a penny runner. Deep quick pullback, squeeze. Deep quick pullback, squeeze. You see this a lot. Something gets taken out. Especially, you see this a lot with pre-market highs. Like, you see a pre-market high get swiped. GFAI, here's a crazy one, where this high, that got squeezed. Like 15, 20% pullback and then up only. That's kind of a crazier example, but here's SVVD. Pre-market high day clear out. Shorts get the price action they want. Here's the squeeze. This was another one. Deep squeeze. So, here's a painted high day. Here's a painted high day. Push. Deep pullback. Squeeze. So it's on the big volume plays where there's obvious levels that shorts are going to be wanting to short. Pre-market high day is really common. Or just some painted intraday high day level, like VFS here. Those sometimes shorts will get the move they want, just to have the real squeeze later. Then and then it actually just becomes an A+ short over here, right? Because the best shorts are always after early shorts have been squeezed. Always, always, always. But here's some good examples of that price action that we see right here. So I actually decided to hold on to 25% of my long on this pullback, and I just risked break even, which was down here. And then I was like, yeah, let me see if this bullish price action works. And I ended up selling it at 0.38, and then here on this candle at 0.36, and then I got out. So only trade I really made today, VS, same type of price action. ICU, same type of price action. So this big volume pop that instantly pulls back into a daily support level. And then using Bookmap to read the bids, forming a thesis, looking at the ask, right? ICU. Oh, not ICU. Sorry. See where see what the market open volume's looking like. See where the asks are being stacked on the order book, right? And then yeah, just putting those elements together. It was a nice little trade, especially not being able to trade SPRC today. And yeah, clean penny long. Yeah, but follow Mikey Underdog. He's in. I put his YouTube channel in my description next to my Discord, under my Discord stuff. He is a master of these. This is really where he catches, a lot of his 30%, and in the right market, in the right stock, sometimes 50%, 100% longs. Right at the bottom too, like he had 0.27s. He's not chasing up here. He's longing in the support. He's looking at the daily. He's looking at the bids, and yeah, I was just happy to catch one. So I know he's making a video. I don't even need to ask him. I know he's making a video about this. So, but yeah, some bullish elements. Just remember those bullish. The market open volume, the quick pullback, the accumulation, the daily levels. Trading is really just adding factors in your head, right? Short and long, just adding factors, adding factors, adding factors, and then, once you find some factors that really work, and you make a lot of money trading those factors to become ingrained into your brain, right? Like these quick, controlled pullbacks in the market open, the daily levels, the volume, right? You start to value these, certain bullish or bearish factors more and more and more. The more you see them, the more you trade them. And then you can go back. I can go back to VS. I could go back to ICU just because, those plays are always in my mind. When I see price action like this, I always remember 2, 3, 4 plays that are exactly very, very, very similar to this. And not only that, penny runners are hot, right? So that's another factor, right? Penny runners have been really moving. It's funny, CDIO here. Let's see how this little Easter egg at the end here. So CDIO, if you look at the chart, is attempting to make a breakout here. Again, I'm missing the ARCA orders, so there could be stuff that I'm missing. But I would say, based on the Bookmap, there's no bids following this up. There's some big order stacks at 0.35, 0.36. It's very possible that this little push right here gets denied and maybe comes back below, 33, which is the support. See the support level it's holding? 33, 33, 33. You get a very bullish retail push. Here's your aggressive move off of support. Here's a push here. We have some thick orders on the ask that need to get eaten through. I don't see a lot of bid support to the bottom. If I had shares to short, I don't know if this would be the top. I don't know if this is, even if the play worked, if it's the top of the bounce, I think 0.36 is a much more interesting level up here. This could just be a little temporary pullback, more consolidation, and then maybe another push above 0.36. But yeah, this is a very retail long candle on the backside. Nice little backside short. You wait for the push, you wait for the second push, and then you read the Bookmap, right? A lot of orders stacked here. So you can have a thesis like, hey, I don't think these orders or these orders are going to get eaten through. You can have really tight risk. Maybe risk, if both of these get eaten through and start squeezing, you can just get out. Then your thesis is kind of invalidated. But I don't see a lot of bids to the downside here. And not only that, I also see them pulling the bids. This is kind of classic. They do the bullish initiation, and then they pull the deep bids down below. So hey, maybe this just rolls over. Maybe it doesn't. Not a bad little tight risk short though. Kind of interested to see what happens. But these plays, I'm going to end the video here because these plays could kind of take some time to play out. You never really know. How long it's going to hang out up here. So hope that was good info. CDIO long. Uh, right here, good stuff. Good daily, good bid support, good market open volume, good pre-market pattern. Good stuff. Good stuff to know. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Hey guys, this quick update. I told you this push is very retail long trappy push down here. I had the Bookmap open. I showed you, hey, there's not a lot of bids following this up. There's a thick ask at 35. There's a thick ask at 36. Um, this retail support level says 0.33. I said a 0.33 crack could be coming, and actually I stopped the video somewhere around here, I think. So what ended up happening was 200,000 shares went through the ask right below 0.35. They actually put it right below it. And if we zoom in, you can actually really see that. You can really see that this ask was actually not getting filled. It was only getting filled at the very bottom of this ask. And what the algo will do is they'll stack a bunch of orders. Like every 1/1,000th of a penny, they just like stack more orders. So like the bottom gets filled. And a lot of times they're restacking the bottom and then the top never gets touched. So if we zoom way out, you'll see that on this little secondary push. That says 227K. We have some more big orders. Here's 150K. Down I said the bids looked really thin to the downside, and they just cracked straight through. Now, the thing about this is, a lot of times what you get is when stocks don't go right here, this has potential to become a paint for later. Like this could be a lower high here, lower high, lower high. There's these lower highs. So sometimes these are just temporary long traps that will crack support, maybe go sideways for another, who knows, 15 minutes, hour, could be, or maybe never, right? But whenever I take shorts like these, if I think this is just a retail chase and the book map is really thick, um, I treat a lot of these as a scalp. I might just scalp it from 0.34s to 0.32, or maybe wait for one more leg down, see if we get a 1 minute 200 tap, like something like that. Just because I never know what type of games this is really going to get played. Maybe that's the top of the bounce. Maybe you could just hold some, risking that 0.35 ask. You know what I mean? There's different. It's up to you, but overall, my rule of thumb is the farther I am away from high day, especially if I start getting like 15% away from high, more than 10% away from high day, I do like to treat these as scalps. Sometimes I do miss big fade. Sometimes I'll catch 7-8% and it fades 25 from here. Maybe this fades to 0.26. Or somewhere down here, and I feel like an idiot. And sometimes the scalp is a perfect was ended up being a perfect trade before it rotated higher. So did want to follow up with that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Again, it's a lot easier to short these when you realize you have asks up higher that are quite thick and very little bid support. And when you get initiation like this off of support, retail longs to try to catch the next leg up. They can't catch it. As you see, we're getting a crack now to the 1 minute 200. Maybe this is just dunzos. Maybe it's not. But yeah, that is how the trade works. So using Bookmap on the backside. As you notice, a lot of the best backside shorts, by the way, come an hour later. This is kind of like the beginning of this range started at 10:13. This short wasn't until 11:38, right? So a lot of times the best backside shorts are the ones that set up a structure, right? The ones that refuse to go any lower, right? Volume gets low, but support refuses to crack. Get big volume initiation, get some type of secondary retail push, ideally, that you can have a read on. And then, yeah, using Bookmap to look at where the offers are being stacked, where the bids are, and you can short in the 0.34s, risking a penny, and you get an instant 3-4 cent reaction with even more, possible downsides. So, yeah, quick update. Just wanted to talk about that because I just did it as a little Easter egg at the end of the video. Um, and yeah, nice little. These are nice little scalp shorts. Sometimes if I don't have the read up here, I'll take these 5-10% trades. And usually I get out on the second leg down. Like I'd be really tempted just to take the scalp from here to here, but sometimes it goes lower. So hope that was nice, guys. I'll try to do little videos like that later. All right, see you.